Hey everyone, happy Sunday. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Lauren Brooks here. I just wanted to hop on here and just discuss something really quickly that's been on my mind for quite some time. In fact, it's been on my mind for so long that I decided to kind of write some stuff down about it because it's huge. My main clientele, or I'd like to really call them students, are moms and really busy moms. And so many of them come to me and they feel so guilty. They feel so guilty that they're spending a little money or taking the time out of their day. And that's the hardest part for so many moms trying to show up for themselves. I mean, we're just covered in guilt. And I had the same thing. When I first had my kids, or at least my first baby, I mean, I wouldn't even leave her with anybody else. I would constantly put her in the stroller and hope that she would fall asleep so I can quickly sneak in my 10-15 minute workout. Nobody made me feel guilty for doing that. That was all me. It's like innate. It's like in our DNA. As moms, we just want to feel guilty. Because, I mean, the truth is, do we think twice about signing our kids up for swim, soccer, dance, karate? Signing them up for that guitar lesson? Do you really, really think, let me think. That is way too expensive. Now, some of you might feel that way, but where I live, and maybe I'm a little bit jaded because I do live in the San Diego area, but a lot of people are on a budget, and we're all on budgets. But the first thing that goes, ladies, is what? Is ourselves. That's the first thing that goes. Suddenly we can shell out a couple $100 for our kids' soccer game or piano lessons, and we have the time to drive them, sit in the car and wait, be there for all the games. We have time for that. And that's cool and that's great. And we were able to come up with the money to give them those experiences. And I think that's amazing. But then at the end of the day, we're wiped out. We're completely depleted. Because what did we do for ourselves? And then we're getting sick, and then we're feeling lethargic. And then what happens? So many of us, we reach for the wine, okay? I'm personally not a wine drinker, but I would say 90% of the people I know, they are so stressed out beyond belief. They've done nothing for themselves. They've been with their kids or they worked all day, and the last thing they can do, the only thing they can do for themselves is pour that glass of wine for themselves. And so unfortunately what happens is they just begin to feel depleted and bitter, and they start gaining weight and just feeling crappy about themselves. So I wrote down a couple things just to kind of collect my thoughts, just to show you how you can stop letting that mom guilt from showing up. Stop letting that mom guilt stop you from showing up. So here's how you can sort of reshift that mind. I mean, number one, dude, I get it. I've got 4 kids. I run a full-time business. So I get waves of mom guilt all the time. I mean, do I have time to cook all these healthy meals from scratch? Do I have time to constantly spend time with their homework and take them to all their events? I mean, I try to make that time, but at the same time, if I don't get a few minutes to myself, if I don't get my workout, everything goes downhill. I'm unable to show up for them. And so if my health declines, the whole family declines. So I wanted to put that in perspective. So I wanted to just talk about 5 reasons why we need to stop letting that guilt of investing in ourselves run our lives. So number 1, you will actually save thousands of dollars down the road in hospital bills. I mean, think about it. If you take care of yourself now, your kids won't have to pay a nurse to help you later on down the road. You won't have to go into that home because you spent time, working on yourself. You spent time letting that stress relief. Okay, so many times people are in the hospital because they literally didn't get a chance to stop and take care of themselves. And so you will save thousands of dollars if you invest in yourself now in hospital bills, okay? And medication, blood pressure medication, cholesterol medication. I mean, this is where, there's a difference between, we call it health insurance, but really what we're paying for these days is sick insurance, right? So what really is health insurance is spending time, and it doesn't even have to cost any money, showing up for yourself, even if it's just 15 minutes a day, on just putting some strength on your body, or taking a nice walk, if that's, or having some meditation. But as we age, ladies, we do lose muscle. And once we start losing muscle, things just start slowing down. It hurts. So the one thing we do lose is muscle. So it's imperative to show up and try to put some of that in the bank. Okay, so that's number one. You will save thousands of dollars in the long run if you start putting muscle on. It's like putting money in the bank, guys. All right, that's number one. Number two, you will have more energy for your kids. Who doesn't want to have more energy? I can't tell you when someone comes in here, they're dragging, oh, I had a long weekend, I had this, and then suddenly within 25 minutes of the session, they're like, oh my gosh, I feel like I just had 3 cups of coffee. Because as we know, exercise and putting on muscle and like lifting heavy stuff and doing it right and even being in a community, that trickles over into how we feel about ourselves and energy. And so if you have energy, you can provide that for the rest of your family and all your relationships. So, that's priceless. So number 2, you will have so much more energy for your kids. All right, so number 3, this is a big one for me. Your confidence will increase so much, which will turn into self-love. You will love yourself so much more. And how important is confidence? Because if you have zero confidence, you're modeling that for your children. Okay, you're modeling low confidence. And it just feels like crap. Who wants to have no confidence? So spending a little bit of time on yourself, lifting some heavy stuff, or just moving your body, whatever works for you, taking that Zumba class, doing something fun and that's fulfilling, that will improve your confidence because you're actually spending the time on yourself. And it is not a selfish act. It's actually more selfish if you're not taking care of you, because then you're going to expect everybody else to take care of you later on. So you've got to do your due diligence now. Okay, I have a lot of students right now that are taking care of their parents that didn't take care of themselves. So these parents, it's costing them thousands of dollars to hire nurses and help them out because they didn't do anything to take care of themselves. I'm not saying that you can prevent anything, but you sure as hell can prevent quite a bit. Okay, so confidence is number 3, and which will increase your own self-love for yourself. Number 4. And this is a huge one. Your productivity levels will skyrocket. Talk to any very successful business owner who makes millions of dollars, billions. What is their key to success? Number 1, most of them have a trainer. They have a trainer, or they work out every single day, because some of their $1 million ideas happen at the gym. Or it doesn't have to be in the gym, happens on their hikes. The creativity that you get is just incredible. I have come up with so many great ideas in the middle of a session. It's just amazing. So now it's like I need my sessions so I can keep coming up with some great ideas and keep helping the world. So it's like you guys need that. Especially if if you have an office job and you're sitting there for 8 hours. Literally, studies show that if you just don't move your body at all, your productivity level goes down. You'll do better off with 4 hours of work with some training. Training means muscle work, getting your endorphins pumping, getting that confidence level up, the energy. Your brain will work better. So you will make more money. People who take care of themselves, they tend to be able to make more money. So it's such a great return in investment, let me tell you. So stop feeling guilty. You'll make more money. If you are a businesswoman, you will make more money, or you'll get more stuff done. You'll get so much more stuff done. All right? Who doesn't want that? Okay. And then the last one is actions speak louder than words. So moms out there, dads, I mean, I know there's some dad guilt out there. If we constantly tell our kids that you need to love yourself, you need to have self-confidence, you need to take care of yourself, you need to eat those healthy things, you need to exercise, and we're sitting here telling them to do that, and you don't do any of that, what is that teaching them? It's really not teaching them anything, because actions speak louder than words. If they see that you're bending over backwards, doing absolutely nothing for yourself, at the end of the night feeling completely destroyed, completely defeated, in a bad mood, bitter, like hangry, needing that wine, constantly needing these unhealthy fixes, that's how your kids are going to grow up. So if you're cool with that, stop taking care of yourself. Just don't show up for yourself. Okay? And this is a hard truth. There's only one place where you should feel guilty. Not showing up for yourself. That's where we need to spend our energy. So stop feeling guilty and carve out some time for yourself. And the cool thing is it doesn't have to be a long time. I was able to start my fitness journey after my first baby. So I started my new fitness journey after my first baby, after my first C-section, with 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day got me to where I needed to go. Yes, I felt guilty. I probably would have gotten where I needed to faster without that guilt. I was a 27-year-old mom. So I didn't have any models telling me you need to go train, okay? I paid that way for myself, and it was a scary path. But I loved it, and I needed it. And now that's where I work with so many women now, and I just can't tell you how it makes such a difference. I work with a lot of women who just had babies, some older moms who just had babies, and some grandmas, some 70-year-olds that their whole life has changed just because they show up for themselves and they don't feel guilty. In fact, they feel guilty when they don't show up for themselves. And that's where the shift is. And I want you to be able to instill that in your life too. So if you got anything out of this, is if you don't have much time, you don't have much money, that's okay. Just spend 10 minutes a day on yourself. And that is one of the reasons why I'm starting this challenge tomorrow. So tomorrow, I've been talking about it for the last few days. I'm running a free 7-day kettlebell swing challenge. Now I get not everybody knows what kettlebells are or owns a kettlebell or has even seen that kind of movement. And so that is not to scare off the people who've never done that before. However, I have taught so many women just in the last 15 years how to move their body in that way. People who are not athletes. I mean, yes, athletes love it, but people who are not athletes, people who are 200 pounds overweight, people who've been in car accidents, people who've had chronic back issues, those are the people who need this. We all need it. And so if you are thinking about possibly showing up for yourself and you just need a little bit of accountability, you need a little kick in the butt, a little fire, sign up for the 7-day swing challenge. Now, if you're brand new and you don't have a kettlebell, just show up with us. Learn how to move your hips. I have an entire free how to swing a kettlebell, which you don't need a kettlebell right now. You can just learn the motion because it's not really about the kettlebell. It's about you. It's about your body. It's about how you move. The kettlebell is just an extension. It's just a bonus. You can do it with a water jug. You can do it with a dumbbell. You can just do it with your body. So no more excuses. I do have a free how to swing a kettlebell class that you can access to online right now. It'll take you about half hour to watch it and really go through it because you deserve it. Because here's the deal. If you don't spend a little bit of time investing in yourself and you just go out and do whatever you feel just because it's easy, you might hurt yourself. You might get injured. And that's the last thing that anybody needs to do is injure themselves. So I have all the skills and tools to show you how. I've been teaching this stuff to every body type for so many years. And I think I've evolved over the years. My teaching skills are a little bit better these days. I'm able to get people to swing more powerfully in a much quicker time than I used to be years ago. And so I'd love for you to check out that free swing class. And then for those who feel really confident with their swings, join in that swing challenge. It's going to be so much fun. Come into our private Facebook group. We have about, 2,700 people in that group right now, and there's dads introducing themselves, people from Australia, New Zealand, all over the world is in there, and they're ready for their 5-minute challenge, because you're not alone. You're not. We're constantly thinking of every excuse in the book of why we will not show up for ourselves. I mean, it's too easy. There's the laundry. There's this. I have to take my kids to school. I have to make dinner. I have to go grocery shopping. I mean, the list goes on until you get on the bottom of the totem pole. And then by the end of the night, forget it. So forget that. It's time. Put it in your calendar. Put the exact time you're going to spend those 10 minutes on yourself. Show up and see what happens. Try it for 7 days. I challenge you. See how you feel. See if there's a shift in your confidence. See if there's a shift in your energy or your moods. I mean, the lean body and the strength and the weight loss and all that other stuff, that's just the byproduct. That's cool too, but that's not the main goal. We're in it here now. This is where it starts. All right? Okay, so thanks guys for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll leave the links, and love you guys. I can't wait to do this challenge with you. All right, happy Sunday. Have an awesome day. Take care.